up? What up? We are now back, caught in traffic. I'm your host, Trigger Trey. This is.
Mike and Knight.
How you complain about all the nicknames I gave you?
I like that
Magic
nickname,
Mike,
yo.
Mike and Knight.
You remember those
Akanji
candies,
Code.
yo?
Them shits was fire.
It's fire, yo. So I think
fire.
I might just do Mike and Knight.
What about
yo.
Boston Baked Beans?
What the heck is Boston Baked Beans?
You never had them?
No.
So when y'all see this clip, I'm gonna post the Boston Baked Beans, and you're gonna see if you look like it because they come in this box that's the same color and they black little beans.
But you know what you look like? You know who you look like?
Burna Boy.
Nah, you don't
Last.
You don't like yo.
The Vito and Burna Boy.
Make sure when I say what you look like, you post it too.
What?
You know that little string cinnamon thing that was with the Apple Jacks? The Rasta thing?
I don't.
The Apple Jacks commercial? Yo, I can't wait till y'all look at this up.
We're gonna look it up. All right.
Yo, look at him!
Yo.
And when he posted, yo. I said it's a nice comparison.
Now we back with another great episode, and we're gonna kick it straight off with what's your top 3 shows to watch.
You want me to go first?
You go first. You go one, I go one, then we.
All right. So number 1, and this is top 3 of all time. You feel me? Top 3 of all time. I think I'm gonna start with my third best.
Okay.
My third best is I'm gonna go with Power, yo.
Oh,
and like the Power is just new, yo. That's like the last
fire
4 or 5 years.
That's
and
tough.
When I tell you that is a show. If you haven't seen Power, you need to watch it now. You can't just start from season 3, season 4. You gotta start from season 1, and they have different books, right? They have different books of. They talk about Tommy Egan. You know what I mean? They talk about Ghost Son. Okay, Tariq. You know what I mean? It's just like.
Ghost and Force,
but just Ghost,
the original Power.
Original Power. That's the best one.
That's crazy because that's one of my shows.
Right,
like, Angie. I love Angie. Like, oh my god, yo, Power is definitely one of my shows.
Yeah.
But since you chose that, I'll replace that. I'll probably just have to go with Snowfall. Snowfall.
That was on the line, yo.
Yeah, Snowfall. If Power was my first one, but if I had to replace it, it'd probably be Snowfall. Snowfall, I like that one.
Y'all, those are 2 must-see shows.
Those
are 2 must-see shows.
What's your next one?
My next one, for all my, my medieval counterparts, this is for y'all. Game of Thrones, yo. I don't know. You never watched Game of Thrones?
Absolutely not.
Yo,
I would have never expected.
And that's the thing. And that's the way a lot of people don't understand. Like they look at me, they're like, "Yo, you like Game of Thrones?" When I tell you that show is real.
What? How is it real? It's flying stupid dragons. Like, how is that real? Flying dragons?
Bro, take away just put your mind at ease and follow your imagination, bro. Huh? Take away the blood. When I tell you the plot.
I heard about
the plot is serious.
That was
they talk about some real things, and it's like real life situations that happen within Game of Thrones that you can connect to yourselves, yo. But it's like
Game of Thrones. You want to look at it.
That's number 2, yo. Check it out.
I can't do it, man.
Dun 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 dun.
This is my number 1 favorite show.
You skip?
I'll skip it too. Money Heist. Money Heist. That's my show right there. Oh my god, that's just the action in it.
I forgot about that.
Planning, just to see how they came up with the fake names to make those missions happen. I think Money Heist is my all-time favorite.
You know what's tough about Money Heist is that like it was all in a different language.
Oh my god! And I watched it all in a different language, like a jack. I see people watching it. I'm like, yo, how can y'all watch it in English? Those aren't the real voices.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the only show I've ever watched in subtitles, the whole show. And
different voices, completely different voices.
And I'm listening and watching it as if I'm speaking that language.
It was such a great show, yo.
To watch a show not in the language that you know, like you really must like that show. That's really one of the best shows I've ever watched. And every time I told somebody to watch it, they would watch it and they would tell me they watch it in English. I'm like, how can you watch it in English? And they look at me like I'm crazy because I'm watching it in Spanish. But Tokyo, oh my, that show right there, Berlin. That's a great show. I would suggest y'all to watch that.
Okay. I'm going to go for my number 1. He said Money Heist was his number 1.
Yeah, Money Heist my number 1.
My number 1 of all time, Fresh Prince, yo. And that's why I grew up. And I know that like that's not why are you laughing? Reason why it's like, yo, it doesn't doesn't compare obviously to Power and Money Heist and Game of Thrones. It doesn't have that type of plot, but like where I'm from, where I grew up, yo, like J. Cole said it. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Yeah. Like Uncle Phil really was that American dad that like people looked up to because he's like strict. And then you have Will Smith, who comes from a rough background, right? And is flown to Bel-Air and has to adjust, right? Adjust how to be black in America. And I feel like growing up, watching him, I was 7, 8 years old, bro, and trying to navigate my own life. Watching Fresh Prince was like, I feel like everybody around me, all the black kids around me, like felt the same way. You know what I mean? Like same thing with Martin. Like that was when it comes to like
life lessons,
and that's why I put that as my number one.
Damn, sitcom. You just changed my perspective of how I look at it. You know what I mean? Because when I think of shows, I'm just watching just for the enjoyment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fresh Prince, Martin, those are like funny. Really life, but they also teach you about life. You get what I'm saying? Like
there's a lot of life lessons in there.
You just watching for the entertainment, but it's also teaching you stuff.
And I think one of my favorite episodes, and like I'm not gonna talk too much about this. One of my favorite episodes in Fresh Prince was Will Smith was trying to be a comedian. You right? So he would like his friend was a comedian. He was really good. He was like, "Yo, that shit's easy. I can be a comedian too." You know what I mean? And he, if you read his book, he talked about how he really thought he could be a comedian. So he goes up stage and tries to be a comedian. Everybody starts laughing at him. Oh, like laughing at him, not that because it's funny, but because he was so bad.
Right.
And he comes on at the end of the show. He basically was just like, "Yo, I'm stupid. Like I didn't think I thought it was gonna be easy, but this is a real craft, and you have to work for your real craft. And I thought I can just walk in and just do it."
That's a life lesson.
And that's a life lesson.
That's a life lesson.
You got to work for what you want.
No, that's a fact.
You can't just walk in. Like there's those type of things that I learned from Fresh Prince, yo. And I that's why when I rate my actors, I always put Will Smith on top.
That's dope. That's dope.
That's my number one, yo.
So my number two is the Boondocks. And the Boondocks is another life lesson that you watch for entertainment.
Facts,
and I started to watch it just for the entertainment, and then I started to really read into what they were saying. You know, I started to read into the characters.
Uncle
Ruckus. You know, I started at first it was funny, and then I started to hear the jokes, and it wasn't funny no more. You get what I'm saying? So it started to hit me to a core where it's like, now this is meaningful. I'm peeping how he act, and then when I go into the real world, I see those type of people. And then I see Huey preaching, and I'm listening to what he's saying, and then I go out into the real world, and I know what kind of person I want to be. Yeah. I know what kind of people I want to be around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to Riley. I see how he interact with, Pops. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I wish I could have took advantage of having my Pops around.
Even Pops, though, he was so strict on them, but
so many lessons in it that you don't realize. Yeah. You know what I mean? So then with one of my favorite episodes, since you spoke about it, was the Santa Claus, and he was just like, yo, I don't believe in Santa Claus. And he wanted to, attack Santa Claus and everything because he felt like Santa Claus didn't, show love to, us, and he thought he wasn't real and stuff. And then I started to peep, and I'm starting to think like Santa Claus isn't real. Here I am, applauding Santa Claus my whole life when it's my mom really out there working and providing these gifts. So I'm starting to read these messages. I hear Huey preaching like, man, Santa Claus ain't real, da-da-da, da-da-da. And then I'm looking like, yo, why am I giving all the praise to Santa Claus? My mom don't really want to work her ass off. You feel
overtime me? To give you those.
You know what I mean? So that show really, because again, like I watched it for the entertainment. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'll never watch anime. That's the only anime I ever watch. You know what I mean? So I'm watching it. I'm like, yo, this is funny. It's cute. It's cool. I never saw a black, that many black episodes. Like, you know what I mean? Characters in it. And then I start to really see Huey when he breaking down and thinking, and it's like, yo, damn, that's kind of dope.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like. So those are top 3 shows that we think y'all should watch. Y'all take that. Make sure y'all let us know what y'all think.
Facts.
So our next segment, and this is going to be a little intense because me and my brother, we always have these conversations. I look at them as life lessons, where we able to teach each other, give us each other our own perspectives on life and how we view things. We always give each other great feedback. And, I think this one is always one of those ones that we always go back and forth on. And I think it's a great topic to give to you guys, to give us what y'all think. and also for us to give y'all what we think.
Yeah.
So I think the conversation stemmed from, what are your requirements in a relationship?
Oh, that's a loaded question, yo. What are my requirements? I think a huge requirement for me is somebody who can communicate. I think that's number one. And I'm and what I mean by communicate, I don't mean just talk, just be chatting, you know what I mean, about nothing. I mean like really communicate their feelings and what they need in a relationship, what they need from me. You know what I mean? Or be able to communicate through conflict. You know, I think a lot of people don't know how to communicate through conflict. You know, and
do you think you allow somebody? Would you? And we just speaking like, past tense. You know what I mean? This is my brother. I know my brother for a while, so I'm speaking off past tense. You know what I mean? I don't think that you were the best at allowing someone.
What do you mean, yo?
Because you said someone to communicate, allowing someone to give the communication back to you. But a lot from your past, you're the top priority. You make all the
no.
So when you say communicate,
it's not about it's not about me making the decision. You know what I mean? I need somebody who can communicate their needs, right?
Do you allow them to communicate their needs?
I do not allow them. I've been in situations where
you tell them your needs, and then that's just
no, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I've been in situations where my partner is not communicating nothing. You know what I mean? They're just yes.
Because they're trying to make you happy.
No, it's not about making me happy.
It's all about making you happy. That's how he is. It's only about making you happy.
No, it's not. It's not about making me happy. You have to be able to communicate. You got to tell me like, hey, like this is what I need in a relationship. And I feel like I'm so open-minded. Me personally, I'm open-minded to be able to like, I see that. And I hold myself accountable, unlike you. Accountability is not your trait. So I understand if you don't understand that. But I think that's the second thing, accountability. What was the question?
What are your requirements in a relationship?
Second,
my first one is
accountability. See right there. See, there it is.
No, not to girls, but I think
accountability is females' worst nightmare.
I didn't want to say it like that, but I think girls do not like that aspect.
I think it's so hard and I'm not gonna say it's just women, obviously men too, but it seems like women that I know, a lot of them, not all, a lot of them, it's really hard for them to say I'm sorry. You know what I mean? To sit back and be like, yo, I'm really wrong. Or they know that they're wrong, and it's hard for them to be like, you know, you're right, I'm wrong.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard that in my life.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
These guys go a different way of saying sorry. Like, they'll offer you, stuff, without just saying sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh, like I saw a video the other day, and she said it in the video. She was like, okay, I just had a whole day of annoying my boyfriend because I was hungry. I was hangry, and let's see how he responds.
Yep.
She opened the door and she said, "Hey, babe, can we go hang?" And he shut the door. Why didn't you just say, "Hey, babe, I'm sorry for how I acted"? All she
said was, "Oh, okay, I guess he's not ready to talk." Instead of still not saying, "I'm sorry," but yeah.
And I've been in situations where you get upset because they're not holding themselves accountable, so now they're upset because you upset.
Absolutely.
Instead of being like, "Yo, babe, like I'm sorry for making you upset," and I feel like me personally, I feel like a lot of men do, but me personally, I'm always the one that's like, yo, okay, now I gotta go say something. I gotta go say sorry. You know what I mean? So for me, I need somebody who can hold themselves accountable. That's big. You know what I mean? I have a few other things, like somebody who believes in God,
Keep going.
Somebody who's a willing cook.
Keep going.
Who's clean.
Keep going.
His
list keep going.
What do you mean?
I know him personally, so go ahead. Keep going with your list. It's a long list.
That's pretty much it, yo.
Go to the gym.
No, I didn't say go to the gym, yo. So since you brought it up, so my thing with the gym, right? I am very active. Right, I play basketball. I play in numerous leagues. I work out. I go to the gym. If the going to the gym and working out and staying active is part of my life, it's part of my routine. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So if I date somebody who's not like that, they're gonna start seeing it as me not spending time with them. right? I've been in that situation, right?
Yep.
Where you're going to the gym every single day, and then they start saying like, "Do you have to go to the gym?" Right. And I'm like, "That's part of my life."
Okay.
So if I date somebody who's already understanding, doesn't mean that they have to go to the gym all the time, or doesn't mean they have to look a certain way. It's about like them understanding, like.
So as long as they understand you're going to the gym all the time,
physical fitness is part of my life.
For your life.
And yeah, they don't have to go to the gym.
So they don't have to do anything with that. So they just have to understand
that's part of my life.
Okay. So you're okay with a female that would say, you can go to the gym all you want. That's fine. I'm not going to the gym at all.
I'm okay with that. if they meet a certain weight requirement. That's crazy. That sounds crazy, yo.
That sounds crazy. If they meet a weight requirement.
So for me, it's like, I'm not gonna go out. I know what I'm attracted to.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm not hating on skinny girls, fit girls, big girls.
No.
You know what I mean? But for me, if you don't go to the gym and you know you're overweight and you're sensitive about it and you're complaining about it, and I think that's the biggest thing, right? If we're dating and you're getting overweight and you're complaining about it, but you hate the gym, that's gonna tick me off. Okay? That's gonna piss me off.
I'm just listening to what you're saying.
Because at the end of the day, don't complain about it if you're not gonna do nothing about it. And I think that's the biggest thing. For me, yeah, you might see me eat a couple burgers, some chicken wings, but I'm in the gym. I'm working it out. I might say, "Oh, damn, I feel bloated today," but I'm gonna be in the gym. Okay? If you don't go to the gym, like, yes, you have every right to complain, but just know that you're not gonna get no sympathy from me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather avoid that. So for me, it's like, it's not about you having to go to the gym. I just rather avoid that. Okay? So it's easier for me to date somebody who's healthy.
Absolutely.
Where physical fitness means something to them. You feel me? But you don't care about that.
Nah, I know, to a certain level. I get what you're saying. Nah, for sure. For me, I just think, and we're just speaking about from ever since we were able to date. You know what I mean? We're not just speaking about for now. I think one of my biggest things in all relationships that I've had is accepting me for me, but standing on that. And what I mean by that is, once you get to know who I am, don't try to use anything against me after you've already known who I am.
So like, basically, if you dated somebody who that knew you from when you were 18 and you were a hoe.
Was a hoe?
Was.
Okay.
Right? Like, you mess with mad girl, and then she decided to date you. And then every time you get into a fight, she brings that up.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah,
that won't work. You know what I mean? And I think that
I know dudes like that.
Dudes that
are like that to their girl. They'll date a girl that used to be.
See, yeah, that's a good point. Like it was so that like you see that we're not being judgmental to any which one, gentlemen, women, or anything. Like, this is a straight up. That's wrong. I feel
that's
like
wrong.
When dudes do that to girls, don't start dating a girl and then start bringing up her whole past. Like, yo, you used to do this. You
exactly.
know what I mean? Like,
and you
accepted that.
You accepted
that, and that's huge.
And they start having their own insecurities, right? They start saying like, "Where you at?
When you out with your guy, like, oh, you hugged this dude. You must have been. You know, you start doing all that extra stuff. Like, nah, yo, start accepting people for who they is. And stand on that, you know what I mean? Because not only does it deteriorate you, but it also starts to deteriorate that person. You know what I'm saying? Now you starting to talk about me for what I did in my past, and now I'm sitting in the mirror like, damn, am I still that type of person? Am I still that bad person? You know, so many women go through that. It's crazy because we were just talking about Brittany Renner. Like, yo, now she's sitting in the mirror, and like, you guys are. And PJ Washington, whatever, you got a baby with her. Don't start talking bad about her now.
You can't, because you knew who she was, bro. You knew who she was. You decided to have a baby. You can't talk shit
at all, bro. At all. So I think that's my number one rule.
And she's crazy too, though.
Absolutely.
She's crazy. You know what I mean? Because she can't. Like, there was something the other day where somebody asked her about, like, how do you feel about, like, your past and everything. Yeah. She was like, I'm not gonna give my body to random people, like, because they don't deserve it. And I saw a comment, and the comment was like, 1,000 bodies later.
Nah, I feel them, you know what I mean? Like, But people can change, you know what I mean? Like, she can change, you know what I mean? Like, she can change,
that's crazy.
It is.
You can change,
but you still got that image on you.
Like, it's tough.
It's always
and it's gonna be hard for people to take you seriously.
Nah, that's real.
You know what I mean? Like, there's been, and trust me, we both know girls in that type of situation where it's like, yo, like, they're pretty much undateable.
Absolutely.
Like, and where we are and where we know and you're known, you're pretty much undateable.
Nah, yeah.
Because of what you've been through. You know what I mean? Though everybody can change, but like sometimes you might need to leave that situation and start over somewhere else because you built a name for yourself.
Nah,
you feel me?
I think my last one is and this is like again for all my relationships that failed and succeeded, is I don't like when someone put expectations on me, of me. So someone would have expectations of someone and they will put it on that person. My thing is, I'm already me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to meet the expectations of what you think I should be if you're going to accept me for me. We had the conversation of where we want to go to.
Time out. But what if that's her just wanting you to be a better you?
That's a different thing. So when we have a conversation, you saying you want, I think you could, be the best engineer. You know what I mean? Oh, that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Like if I think about doing it, cool, whatever. My thing is, this is who I am. Don't put your expectations of me on me. I'm already me.
But okay, I hear that. I respect that. But what if? Okay,
this is why a lot of relationships fail.
Say you work at Domino's.
All right.
Okay, say you work at Domino's, and that's your full-time job.
Yep.
Right. And you just make tips, and you like that, you love that.
Yep.
You know, that's who you are. That's who she started to date.
Right.
But then she come but you know how she is too. Like she's a director at a freaking bank or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she makes a lot of money, and she looks at you and is like, "Yo, why don't you start your own business?" And you're like, "Nah, I'm good with this." But she's pushing you to be like, why would you just stay there if you can get better?
See, that's a conversation, though. She's not putting that expectation that I have to meet that standard.
But I feel like in that situation, that's where she will get disappointed. Because she's like, why would you stay stuck?
But who says that's stuck? This is the problem. You guys are putting ceilings on certain people that ceiling may be the highest that they want to go.
But why? But why do you want to? Why is that your ceiling?
You can't put your ceiling on somebody else's ceiling.
But
how do you know what ceiling yours is the highest as somebody else's? You think Bill Gates got the same ceiling?
That's a slave mentality.
How?
That's a slave mentality.
No, that's the wrong mentality.
That's a slave mentality.
This is what's wrong with the system, that we all are judging other people on what we expect them to be.
No, I'm not judging on what we. It's about me building you up. We're a couple.
Yeah, that's true. So you have a conversation.
So I enjoy, like, yeah, we can have a conversation. But if your answer is like, no, I'm good. I'm good. This is what I want to do. What do you mean? This is what you want to do? We need more money in the house. We need more money.
That's a different conversation. You're talking about needing more money, but this is what I'm saying. Everybody got their own dreams and goals. When we were born into this world, you're your own person.
Facts.
It's okay to encourage someone, push them to be the best that they can be. Have a conversation. Yo, we need more money. That's a whole different conversation.
But what if you decide to say after she goes, "This is we need more money."
We need more money, and I said, I want to stay here, so I'll work more hours. That you can't degrade somebody that want to stay at Domino's. What if that's the ceiling they want? That's my point. So it can't be about money because there's ways to go get money.
She can't be like, "Oh, like you're not doing enough."
How you going? For me personally, I don't like people that put expectations on other people. It's okay, like I said, to have those conversations.
Sometimes you need expectations.
But your ceiling may be higher than someone else's, but you can't look at their ceiling like their ceiling doesn't matter or they've reached their cap. You don't know what their cap is.
Everybody is capable of everything.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So if somebody wants to,
what if somebody's ceiling was being a bum on the street? And that they're okay with that.
That's what they think their ceiling is.
Yeah, but and then what if somebody allows them and helps them break through their ceiling to reach a higher ceiling?
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's what friendship, that's what relationships are supposed to do.
Absolutely. But you can't degrade someone because
nobody's degrading. You're talking about degrading. I'm not talking shit.
Okay, because you just said, what if she said, "Yo, we need more money"?
That's not degrading.
And you working at Domino's. Why the fuck did you say that? You said, what if you work at Domino's and she working at a bank?
No, I'm not saying you work at Domino's.
No,
I didn't say Domino's.
What you said?
Why don't she's
you said
I said
well, we play this now. You want to say Domino's.
No, I said because that person is driving cars, right? And is delivering pizza. I said, why don't you go own Why don't you go start your own delivering service? Why don't you go on, like,
yeah, that's great
up.
to encourage somebody to do that.
Making a higher ceiling from their own little ceiling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's not a little ceiling. That's the problem that we're having. You're telling somebody that their ceiling is little. That's not the little ceiling.
Bro, everybody can think farther than
everybody in life, there's a role for everyone in this world.
Facts.
That's the way the world operates.
I think the problem in our world, and I think where a lot of people are complacent, yo, and they're so stuck where they are. It's not that I'm saying that they're wrong, but they just don't even know further because of what their past traumas or what they grew up, what kind of family they grew up in, what I know people who were in families who's never been past college or past high school.
Yeah.
Right. So the kids growing up, they can't see a higher ceiling than high school because they're like, this is what I grew up into. But they meet people that's like, oh, like, you can do this. You can actually do this. Then they start saying, oh, my ceiling's higher. But their whole life, they thought they can only graduate high school.
So that's a different conversation, though. Like when you say, yo, they thought their ceiling was only high. I'm saying there's some people that's at their ceiling and they love where they're at and they think this is the best that they want to do and the best that they can do. And that's okay because the world operates. Listen, we need people that take trash. We need people to
100%.
Plumbers. 100%. We need people to deliver the pizzas that you just ordered last night.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's like everybody plays a role. So it's like when people degrade, and I'm not saying you would, but I'm just saying in general, this is what's wrong with society. We look on Instagram, we see a Cardi B and an Offset getting paid $300,000 for a tour, and we say, fuck it, I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna go turk my butt, and now I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? Like we all gotta play a role. It's okay to imagine and dream big and to get motivated through other people. It's okay to have those conversations with your significant other and to game plan together. But it's also, we got to respect each other, you know, to a certain standard where it's like, yo, this is where somebody may want to be. I'll play a part, and that's how we got to look at things. You feel me? So,
all right. I feel that.
So this is another great episode of Caught in Traffic. I'm your host, Trigger Trey. This is
Mike and Knight.
And we'll be back with another great episode. And it's just like
that. Simple.